What else are we looking for from good companies? We won't invest in any company that requires leverage to make its returns. If a company requires leverage to make its returns, there are a couple of things which are true. If you can borrow money to invest in something, like this building, at certain points in the cycle, when debt's very freely available, the marginal buyer for this building will be willing to pay a price that roughly equates the yield on the building to the cost of debt, because their equity portion is so small that they'll make a big return on equity because they're mainly investing the bank's money. That means that at some points, the yield on assets like this building will get down towards the yield on debt. That's not good enough. We don't want the return on debt. We want a return on equity. The other reason why we won't invest in anything with significant leverage requirements is at some point, credit is withdrawn with disastrous effects. As we saw in the credit cycle, if you have got to have leverage in order to be in business, you can be dead at that point in the cycle. So we never invest in anything that requires leverage to make a return. Some of the companies we invest in have leverage, for sure, but they don't have to have it to make a return. And if they do have it, they have to have a very high fixed charge cover. Their cash cover for the interest that they pay and any rents that they pay has to be about 4 or 5 times. Safety is the first virtue. We won't invest in anything that's subject to technological innovation. We don't understand it. Most people don't understand it, actually. Most technological innovation doesn't create value, it destroys value. There's that wonderful statistic, which is true, that between the Wright brothers doing the first controlled power flight on Kitty Hawk in 1903 and to date, the airline industry's total profits are 0. It's a wonderful innovation that's changed the way that we travel in our entire lives. It's never made any money. The internet has made money for a few people who've invested in the right things. It's destroyed far more value in traditional media industries. Go and have a look what's happened to newspaper stocks since the advent of the internet. Have a look what's happened to classified advertising since the advent of the internet. Technological innovation is something we don't understand and therefore we don't invest in. What we do invest in is companies that have got certain advantages. Typically, they have one of 2 or 3 things. They're either in what you might call consumer staples. What I prefer a different term for them: small ticket, consumer, non-durables. Small ticket. It's something that when you buy it like this. You take out your wallet and you take out a banknote and you buy it. It's not a life-changing experience. It's an everyday repeat purchase and you don't need credit to do it. So small ticket. Consumer, it's sold to you and me. Okay? We don't like companies that sell to other companies. If a company sells components or ingredients or services to other companies, companies employ full-time purchasing departments whose job is to beat them up on price, beat them up on payment terms, and then renege. Right? It's very tough selling to the other companies. It's easy to sell to us, the consumer. We're typically brand loyal, and we have no opportunity to negotiate on price. Next time you're in the supermarket and you're buying your deodorants or your cosmetics or your household cleaning products or your soft drinks or your snacks, try negotiating on price and see how you get on. You have no opportunity to negotiate on price. You're a price taker. So small ticket, sold to consumer, and non-durable. Once you've consumed it, once you've consumed your drink or your snack or your pet food or your cosmetics, you have to go buy some more. We don't like durables. I have a 6-year-old Volvo car. Next year, it will be a 7-year-old Volvo car. Frankly, providing I get it serviced, it will still be good to drive around. People, if they haven't got much money or feel a bit hard up, can put off replacing durable goods. With things that you consume, you can't put it off. So we like small ticket consumer non-durables. That's not the only things we like. We also like companies that have got an installed base of equipment. They may manufacture things, but they make all of their profits out of servicing that installed base of equipment. If you have a look next time you're in an airport or a shopping mall or an office building, and have a look at who makes the elevator, it will be one of 3 people. Right? It'll either be Otis, or it'll be Kone, or it'll be Schindler. Those are the big 3. You might find the odd ThyssenKrupp or Fujitsu one, but they're very rare. All of those people, once they've got their lifts and their elevators and their escalators installed in buildings, have service contracts. When they break down, which they do with monotonous regularity, people come from the same company to service them. They make all their money out of the service and spares. And I like companies where a small event, predictable event, every day creates that demand. Every day, every 3 days, the population of the world travels on an Otis elevator and escalator. Every 3 days, 6.5 billion people travel on Otis elevators and escalators. And every time we set foot on those, we click the service clock along towards needing that service that they pay for. That's why they make a 45% return on capital. They've got a captive market in that installed base. I like franchisors. I like people, I know Nigel Ray was up here earlier talking about Domino's Pizza. I own Domino's. it's a wonderful business because basically it doesn't put up any capital. The franchisees put up the capital. It gets a royalty from their sales. It's a wonderful business. And so those are the sort of companies that we like.